All right, man, I'm going to show you how to edit the Photoshop template. So when you open it up, it's going to be the All Products Template PSD. And it's a pretty large file. Each one of these artboards here is 2000 pixels by 2000 pixels. I know you see white, but there is no background there. These are Photoshop artboards, so they run a little bit differently on how you're going to export, so on and so forth. But let's start with the chair. With the chair, I've got front view, left side, and right side view that you can edit each one of these. But let's look at the front view. If you drop it down, I've got two options. Your two color option, which allows you to, change the arm and base color and then the center color. And then if you ever needed to do individual panels, you can come in here and be able to edit out the colors of each panel. And you just double click on the color and move it around to what you want, hit OK. You hit File and Save, not Save As, because this saves this .psb and then it updates the layer over here. If you don't want the individual panels, you close that group and just turn off the eyeball and then turn on your two color or turn on the left side. So the way the two color works is you drop it down. I've got a wood grain intensity here on the top. It's an overlay at 39%. So you can turn that up or down depending on how you want your mock-up. Add your text. Right now there's an add your text option. So you just double click on that and that's where it says add your text. If you didn't want the text, you can just drag and drop a logo in. Let me see what I got as far as recents. Yeah, whatever, I'll just throw this marijuana strain logo on there. Anyway, File and Save, and what that does is updates the smart object, and then it'll place, the item over here. But we'll just leave it as change your text. If you want to change the text, just pull up the text block. Oh, double click again. I put a note on there. That's another smart object. And you can type whatever you want and then update your layers. But most likely you'll probably just be using it to drop logos in, which is a lot easier. And of course you can just, turn it off if need be. What it is, there's two layers here, but they update themselves, but it kind of gives it a transparency overlay. Let's turn those off. And then, so you see you got your back panels. I actually meant to do this here. Convert to smart object, image. So what I've done is I've done a hue and saturation layer on all these layers. So when you go to back panels, all you got to do is double click on the hue and saturation. So what's going to happen is, so we're editing these back panels over here. As you move your dial, it's going to change, the color to the tone that you want. Saturation, you can turn it down and it'll make it more grayscale, or you can turn it up to make it brighter. I never really mess with this lightness. It's kind of, will screw things up on a lot of different colors. So I just leave that. And if you ever want to return, you just hit 0 on all of these. And that'll return you back to normal. But yeah, you can customize them up the way you want. Hit the hue and saturation on the base. Figure out what you want there. And then, you can minimize that. Now, what's cool about this is how you get to export these. So because I'm on this layer group and I've edited this purple and blue to be the way that I want, you can right click here and export as PNG. If that hasn't shown up for you, you can go export as and then make sure it's a PNG here. But that's a great way where you can preview, you know, its size and make sure that transparency is checked. But that way, when you need to do your edits, right, you know, you can bust through these real quick and say, okay, well, let's make a, let's pick a color here. Yeah, we'll do prairie. We'll make it more maroon. Crimson. And then do kind of a gold. And then all you got to do is go to that layer group, export as PNG, save it as whatever you want. And then now, you can see if I go into my desktop where I saved that, there's that color layer. So that's a great way for you to be able to export. And then same thing, you can close that group up, move on to the bench, drop the bench down. You've got a front view, angled view 2. If you want to change the colors up there. Oh yeah, each one of these has the colored bench. If you turn the colored bench off and turn original bench on, you can have the original color. So we drop down here, there's the hue and saturations again. So what's great about doing it this way is you can visually double check and make sure that you know, your colors and stuff and for your mock-ups are all going to look universal. A bit more golden. Right, and then we close that down. Going over to the ottoman. Close that down. Go onto the table. We'll not do the top view, let's do front view. You know, there you go. You got Cincinnati Chiefs colors. And then real quick, let's just fold everything up so we can get a good overview. All right, so you've got the table. I believe, yeah, you could just do it right here. Quick export. It's PNG. Or let's just do export as. Right, 2000 by 2000, PNG. It doesn't look like you can do it that way because see, it's at that point it's wanting to keep the artboard. So you'll have to expand it down, grab the view that you want to export, then do export as. Then it should give us the table. Boom, yeah, as a PNG with your drop shadows and everything.